Let's move on. Let's talk about Wendy Williams. How you doing? So there's a story that came out today, and I was like, wait a minute. I don't know why I felt like this story about Wendy was old news, but apparently it wasn't, because then I started doing further research and it said today. And I'm like, okay. So Wendy got to go spend time with her father. I do have the picture of her getting to spend her father, she went out to Florida, got to spend the weekend with her dad and celebrate his 94th birthday. So I'm glad that they let her that happen. But one of the things we didn't know is the fact that, so she was running around here doing all these interviews, whatever the case is, talking about how like she got caught up in this conservatorship and how she was moved into the memory unit of the assisted living facility. And it was because of whatever, all the things that she was saying in these interviews. Come to find out that she may not have been, according to the report, she may not have been entirely truthful, because apparently how she got caught up in this memory unit was because she got drunk at a restaurant on the damn premises. So according to reports, Wendy Williams ended up locked in the memory unit of the assisted living facility she called home for 8 months, but apparently not because of her dementia diagnosis. It's because she got drunk in the building's restaurant. So details about how the 60-year-old former chat show host, who was seen showing off a fresh new look in Miami on Sunday, and that's the look that you see here on the left, where she on a little scooter. It just cracks me up when you see people running around in them scooters. I remember one time my father got there was something that happened to him, and he was running around the supermarket. I didn't know, but I got told. I'm like, damn, why didn't y'all tell him take a picture and send it to me? Because I would love to have seen that. You running around like the store or whatever in one of them little scooters. I always find it funny when people were in them things. But anyway, so they said that came to have so little freedom of movement at her assisted living facility recently came to light. So sources claimed to TMZ on Monday that she had been moved to a more restrictive memory unit at the facility after she allegedly got drunk at a restaurant on the premises. Now, Daily Mail has attempted to reach Williams' guardian for comment. Wendy has previously said that she had only been allowed out of her sister facility twice in the past 30 days for dentist appointments. TMZ had reported on the circumstances in which Wendy was allegedly moved to a more restrictive part of her assisted living facility, which may have contributed to her lack of trips outside the building. So while Wendy on hand told me, oh yeah, they got me as a prisoner, and we all feel sorry for her, like free Wendy, free Wendy. And I do believe wholeheartedly, hashtag we do need to free Wendy in the situation. However, sis, you got to take some responsibility for why you got yourself further caught up, because you were in the throes of your addiction. You did have some sort of leeway and some freedom, but you messed it up because you was on the premises going down to the downside. You didn't even like go a couple of blocks. You didn't even decide to get in the Uber and go to some restaurant around the way. You could have took yourself to Rosanna Scotto restaurant, which then again, she did reveal that it was like, there was times when Wendy would come to Rosanna Scotto restaurant, because she's good Judy's with her, and would eat or whatever the case was, but you want to go home with that liquid diet. And it was like, no, we made sure that we sent her home with some food. So she want to come over there and get more lit than put some solid food in her system. And so what they're trying to say is, it's not entirely everybody else's fault. At some point, you got to take responsibility for the fact that you are the reason why you were in this stricter conservatorship, whereas you're not allowed to go out on your own, because we're responsible for you, and you got to run out, and you're running around here because you're in the throes of your addiction, and you getting hard up for some liquor because you got to satisfy and quench that thirst of the addiction. And it's like, no, we got to get you clean. So now, according to an employee who was described as having had many interactions with Wendy since her arrival, she initially was given a room on the building's third floor where residents are allowed to come and go as they please. However, things went sour earlier on in her tenure when she went up to the restaurant and bar located on the facility's top floor for an extended lunch. According to the employee, Wendy ordered several alcoholic drinks and was noticeably drunk for a significant amount of time. The facility supervisors allegedly learned of the drunken escapade and were upset that she was served, as she has reportedly had issues with problem drinking in the past. Now, in response to the drunken brunch, or drunken lunch, Wendy was allegedly relocated to a new room on the memory unit on the facility's fifth floor. Because many of the occupants there suffer from dementia and other memory issues, they aren't able to use the elevator on their own. The new location meant Wendy was prohibited from going up to the restaurant and drinking, though it's unclear if she is not supposed to leave the floor at all or if she can venture out with someone supervising. However, there was a hiccup at the reassignment as the memory unit didn't have any open rooms, so Wendy was allegedly forced to stay in her third floor room while employees guarded the door and prevented her from leaving. So they were probably going to work out an arrangement. The fact of the matter was, I guess it probably just slipped their mind because there's a lot going on when you're working in a lot of these facilities. They're overworked and understaffed. So it probably got lost. The paperwork probably got, I don't know. But I would have been on their ass. Can I get me a room? Can y'all move me? I don't belong in this situation. So even if they were to like loosen up the guardrails a little bit, I would say, you know what? Try it out. Move her to a different room. Let her come and go as she pleases. But I feel like what needs to happen is, if you want to go out and eat or whatever the case was, she needs to be given somebody who can watch over her, make sure she don't get no damn drink. Because if you decide to slip up and mess it up for yourself, where you can't get out of this guardianship, then says we're gonna be right back at square one, and everybody gonna be running around here enabling your ass, talking about free Wendy, free Wendy, free Wendy. So what? She can go back to doing the same stuff she did before? But then again, she's an adult. She's over 21. She should be allowed to do whatever she want to do. But so far, what we're saying with this whole thing is she's put in the work to do better. All right, so now, according to the insider, they said employees at the facility lied to the talk show host and told her that the restaurant was closed for renovations, despite it apparently being open the entire time. After a few days, a room reportedly opened up and she was able to be moved to the fifth floor, where she has remained ever since. The confinement and alleged falsehoods fed to Wendy are concerning, as the employee claims that her memory is not suffering. Wendy doesn't have good and bad days. She's the same all the time, they claim to TMZ. You can tell her something today, and 2 weeks later, she'll remember it. Her memory is fine. Now, on Wednesday, Wendy signed an affidavit in which which she asked the judge overseeing her guardianship case to end the arrangement. In a legally binding document, Williams reportedly said that she has regained capacity to function independently and she is no longer requires a guardian to oversee her. She has a guardianship overseen by Sabrina Morrissey, which was instituted in 2022. She still has several steps ahead of her before she can end the guardianship. However, and the judge will ultimately need to be swayed by her if she hopes to regain her freedom. In order to do that, they said Williams will next attempt to prove that she does not have frontal temporal dementia, contrary to how doctors have previously diagnosed her. Now, they said she averred in her affidavit that she was not suffering from a neurological condition, and sources told TMZ that she will be seeing a doctor on Tuesday for a new evaluation to hopefully confirm as much. Notably, frontotemporal dementia is a permanent and progressive condition, so the former Wendy Williams show host hopes that her apparent improvement in functioning will indicate that she couldn't be suffering from the disease. Williams recently hired a new attorney to help her end the guardianship, and they were responsible for selecting the new doctor she will be seeing. According to the publication sources, her attorney plans to file an emergency order to show cause the day after the testing, which should force the judge to weigh in on ending the guardianship. Saying she's hoping the judge will agree and end things then and there. But if they deny the request and keep the guardianship as it's currently constituted, Williams will allegedly request that her case go before a jury who can determine if she's able to care for herself and run her own finances without the need of a guardian figure. And look, if Wendy wants to be free and she, like I said, she's doing the work to take care of herself, and the fact that she's no longer drinking because y'all need to kind of detox her or whatever the case is, then I say loosen it up. If somebody's willing to put in the work to make a change in their life so that way they can get their freedom back, I say let them go and let them live their life as they see fit. So yeah, there goes a picture with Wendy with her it's my new hair, child. That's a wig. Um, with her son, little Kev, and I wonder how. First of all, the hair look good though. He looks so much like his damn like them Williams. Y'all jeans are strong, Chad. Because he definitely got the they all kind of had that gene, them strong genes. But in regards to this whole situation, I just like, yeah, I'm rooting. While I understand why they put her in and where they need to put her, because they were responsible for her, and the fact that she's in this facility and she's going up to the restaurant, and then you got people up there serving the people that are in the facility alcohol when she shouldn't be having that. You probably should have had somebody that was in place that could have been looking over her, instead of expecting the bartender to be the person that's supposed to be responsible. But I've said this before. Maybe it is the bartender's responsibility, because I would say this all the time when you work in certain facilities, and it's like, why do I got to be responsible for this person getting shit faced drunk? When it's like the bartender should be the one in there cutting them off and making sure that they're not getting too twisted in the situation, because all you care about is getting their money. That's supposed to be your responsibility. You're supposed to have the better judgment as the bartender. Last I checked. But then, of course, if you work in a facility where it's a bunch of people around, then we're all against, because we're a team. We got to be responsible. But I really hope that in this case that, well, she hasn't had a drink in a long time. She's going to she's getting herself together, and then she will be free. And you know what? Just like y'all was out here freeing Brittany, and y'all be saying y'all little comments, and I do too, in regards to what's going on with Brittany, Whitney should be free too. But they also said that she did an appearance on the Two Angry Men podcast. Why am I just now found about this? It said she revealed that she's planning to travel down to Miami over the weekend, which she did, and you can see in this picture she did. And this is the first time in months that she got to spend time with her family. Although I do wonder, because of that interview that she did with TMZ, how awkward was it when she walked in that room and everybody's got these allegations where she basically said that Lil Kev was out here recklessly spending her money. I wonder how that went when she walked into the room and they saw each other and they glanced at each other's eyes for the first time since God knows when. Well, I guess since his graduation, because I think that was the last time she got to go see him. Where she basically said that, he overstepped his boundaries. And then he was inappropriately using her money without telling her, telling me crap about it. Those are her words. So it's like, yeah, you being reckless with her money because you thinking my money is your money, when you should have just been asking me, I want to rent a boat for my birthday. Can you sign off on it? Or whatever the case is. And if she would have said yes, then it would have been dealt with accordingly. If she would have said no, oh, well, I guess you're not having a party on a boat. You were not Diddy. If you had Diddy money, Diddy's dirty money, if you had Diddy money, then you could do whatever the hell you want to do with it. But no, what the hell you need a boat party for, a yacht party? So anyway, I don't think I have any more to add on this story, but shout out to you, Wendy. Unfortunately, this is how we had to find out the rest of the tea. So that's why I always tell people that everybody don't always be 110% truthful in why they are caught up in situations. Like, yeah, it was like my son got me caught up, and I do believe that's part of the truth too. But when you talk about you were being, and you're in this facility like you were a prisoner, you failed to, you left out the part. Well, the reason why you was in a place where you were free to go and come as you please, but why you in this room where you need access to someone to unlock an elevator for you to go up and down it, or even an escort to leave the building, because you was being reckless and you went against the trust of the place. We gave you a little bit of freedom. You violated that freedom by going upstairs and trying to quench your thirst with some liquor that your ass shouldn't have been having. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story in regards to what they're saying, why she was moved to the memory unit? Because Miss Mamas was out here laying it low, spreading it wide with some Tito's. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.